CEO of AIVON, and AIVON stands for Artificial Intelligent Video Open Network. And so we're addressing video, and video, if you look at it right now, this is all the things that go on in the 60 seconds on the internet. Last year, 400 hours of video were uploaded in a single minute, and 700,000 hours were watched. And this is on just YouTube. Video is about 79% of all internet traffic today, right? So really what we're trying to address is how do you find content, right? And so we have to go deep into what we call the metadata problem. And the metadata problem, so I use this as an example, cute dog here. And the question is, what do you see? And so let's say this is a screen grab from a video that was uploaded. And the first user that uploads it sees, oh, it's a dog show, it's a white, it's dog. But the second person that looks at it says, oh, no, that's the Westminster Dog Show, and that dog is named Flynn, and that's in New York, right? So one of the first problems with metadata today with video is that all the metadata is based on the user that uploaded the content, right? So if the first user uploaded the content, you wouldn't actually be able to find Westminster Dog Show or some of those other tags when you're searching for that content. So it's really important on searchability and accessibility as well as recommendation. Another problem with metadata is somebody wants you to see that video, they might tag it with other things like cats and kittens, because cat videos I think are more popular than dog videos, right? And so they might game the system, and I'm using a cute example, but they could be a little more malicious. And so if you ever search YouTube, how many people have actually been searched and not get the video that they want? Well, this is a consequence of somebody uploading metadata that isn't correct. Another problem that happens is that metadata is only at the video level, so you can search for a video or you can search for a movie, but you can't actually search inside the content. So you can't actually search things that are inside scenes, like for example, a specific scene in a movie, etc. So these are some of the problems. So how do we solve this? Well, we use AI and computer vision, and we go into frame and scene levels, and we actually scan every frame and scene for 7 categories of identification. Face, image, text, audio, motion, object, and scene. And so here's an example of a show that's going to leave us next year, but Big Bang Theory. And specifically, you can see we've already scanned this video, and we know specific things like, for example, where Kaylee K-Cow comes up. These are all the time codes where they come up. We actually know where she is on the screen as well. And she comes up 33 times in this 3-minute video. But we're also looking at things inside like laptops and beds, so we can find all the laptops in each show, so lots of laptops in the video, right? And tablets, etc. So we can catalog things that are inside the video, right? And we can see bosses too. So this is basically the basis of a layer 2 protocol that we're building on the blockchain. And this protocol allows you to build decentralized video applications. And we've identified about 15 decentralized applications that you can build on it. The first of which is a search engine, which we will build as the first dApp that actually proves this concept, right? But there's other things that you can build on it, like contextual ads, clipping, rights management, content management. I think at first they were talking about piracy and rights management. Well, we can use the blockchain to create unique identifiers for content, and based on the metadata, that creates a unique record and information on that content, and we can use that to manage both piracy and rights management. So how do we do it? So we break up the video, and I forgot to add that we actually have an existing business that has about 500 million users. We actually power a lot of video platforms around the world. So we have access to all these users, and because of that, one of the problems with AI is how do you scale, right? Because it needs a lot of compute resources. So we basically have tokenized this so that our community of users can become AI compute nodes, right? So think of that like mining and compute. So instead of mining for blockchain, we mine for AI. We use the same exact resources. And the problem with AI is that it isn't accurate. It's only 80% accurate, so we need humans to actually perfect that. So we have a second type of node, which we call human experts. And human experts verify and validate. And we have a third type of node, which is a validator node that once it goes on the chain, we can basically validate that blockchain. Because we're crowdsourcing, we need to make sure that all these users that are participating in our shared economy provide accurate data, and so we use the consensus to basically validate that chain. So that is the basis of what we call the AIVON token, and we're built on Ethereum, and we're one of the first guys to also use Plasma. We've been working with Vitalik and Joseph Poon. Plasma is a new side chain to basically do things that don't need to be on the public Ethereum mainnet, can be done on this Plasma sidechain, and that dramatically increases transactions per second. So we do a lot of the AI on Plasma, and only the things that need to be on the public record are actually loaded on the Ethereum chain. And then this basis, we present that as an open API that anybody can use to develop a decentralized app on top of. And the first decentralized app that we're going to build on it is essentially an open source decentralized video search engine, so you can find those funny dogs, right? Another way that we use this metadata is on advertising, right? So we're trying to find new ways of doing advertising, and so this type of advertising, this is our product placement. This is actually enabled by the metadata because, for example, if Unilever wanted to find a shower scene to actually place a dove, which is perfect for that shower scene, they can find it. Or if Samsung wants to advertise and it was an iPhone, we could actually replace that, and so that they could advertise there. And this is a lot less invasive types of advertising than the standard pre-roll that you're used to with video advertising. So this is some of the ways that we can monetize that. Right? We can also change the product for country. Right? Another type of application for the metadata for advertising is contextual advertising. So we can trigger ads like Messi because we know that he came out right at that time, and it can trigger that ad because we know that contextualness. Or if it's a travel to Australia, because we knew that was Australia, we can trigger that, or a car, we can trigger a car ad. Right? And one of the last things we can do is we can actually trigger that via e-commerce because we know the product, we've compared that to e-commerce databases. So we know that shirt, and there you go, you can buy it, that shirt. So essentially, we can create native video ad tech that is enabled on this metadata to create new types of ad types that actually can monetize the content better while giving the user a better experience. So in our token economy, we have 5 types of parties. We have content producers who have content, and they might need it tagged, translated, verified, and we have platforms that content goes on. And so we've basically tokenized it so that our users can participate in that and basically create the content and create the metadata for that content or verify. We can also verify things like brand safety. And then users who earn that token could actually use that to buy that content, or advertisers can basically pay for processing and watching that content. And so we have an existing network of content owners, publishers, and advertisers. We have about 200 content owners, about 50 publishers, and a lot of advertisers. And we actually have 500 million users, so we can actually tap in and create an instant token economy. And so basically we are actually launching this token, and there will be 400 million pre-mined pieces of content and over 10 tokens, and over the next 10 years there will be successively about 5% released over the next 10 years, and these are some of the details, and token sale distribution, roughly about 35% of that will be for the token sale. Jump through there. And then management team, we have a really strong management team. I actually was one of the co-founders of Applied Semantics. We created AdSense, and also founded one of the first IPTV companies. I've done about 7 startups, 5 exits. Most of our team comes from either Hollywood, from the online video business, like Vincent is the Daily Motion, which is the 2nd largest platform. He used to run APAC. And Siching, my co-founder, he is an MS in neural networks and AI from Stanford. And our key investors and advisors include the co-founder of Facebook and the co-founder of Match.com, and we have the vice chairman of Deloitte. We also have the president of VOC. So VOC is one of our technology partners, and they're the largest open source video player with 500 million users, and this will actually be created as a plugin on VOC. And we have actually just been out there and gotten a decent amount of press coverage, and won first or second almost pretty much everything that we've gone to. That's it. Questions?